Hi everyone, I'm Michelle of Michelle's Wig Reviews. Today I have another adorable style to show you on behalf of Wigs by Patti's Pearls. This is AERI by Estetica and the color is RH12/26 RT4. This style is part of their new Swiss lace collection, and we'll talk all about that during the cap construction portion of the video. First, let's go ahead and look at the details for this adorable style. So what we have here are synthetic fibers, not heat-friendly synthetic fibers, and I have not done any styling at all. This is how she appeared on my doorstep. I just ran my fingers through her, and I think she is really ready to wear. So I love that about her, and overall I can just tell you right off the bat, this is a very light and airy style. I think the name is perfect. And I think overall she feels quite low density. And then you can create some volume sort of towards the top if you fluff her, and you could use some product that's safe for synthetic fibers, and you could have a more voluminous look. And I feel like there's a little more fullness on top, and then you have a lot of layers keeping the density nice and low towards the ends. And I think that's an adorable look. So let's go ahead and look at the details. We have an extended lace front, and as I said, this is the Swiss lace, and we'll talk about that later. So it runs from here to here on me, a lovely extended lace front. You do have darker knots in the front, but the hairline is not too dense. Then we have a full mono top, so you can change the part center, left, or right, whichever you prefer. And right now she's parted on the left. This is how she came, and I think already this looks quite natural, and you certainly could also use some powder or whatever you like to do to create more scalp appearance in your part line if you wanted to do that. So let's go ahead and look at her from all the sides so that you can see these gorgeous layers, lots and lots of layers. And also let me just point out the fringe. So it's quite long, almost down to my chin. Those are the shorter pieces. And so you can sweep it to the side just the way I've done, or if you wanted to trim more of a bang or have a bang trimmed, you could easily do that as well. So let's go ahead and look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back. You can see all those layers. And the left. All right, and if you wanted to style this wig a little bit and keep fibers out of your face, you certainly could do an ear tuck. I think that's cute. Half a tuck on that side, maybe a full tuck on this side. I do have some bio hair showing here. It's a cute look. And you could use a headband or little claw clips, just however you like to style her if you wanted to do that throughout the day. But I think she's adorable, just like I said, right out of the box. Let's go ahead. We will look at the cap construction next. So here we have the cap construction for AERI, and here, just for comparison purposes, I have an old Sage by Estetica, and this has the traditional lace, and AERI here has this new Swiss lace. So let me show you that side by side here so that you can compare. Hopefully you can see the difference. Just to explain it briefly, the traditional lace has more of a hashtag type of pattern. Hopefully you can see that. And then this Swiss lace has more what they're describing as a honeycomb type of pattern. And I do find that the grid is a little larger on the Swiss lace and smaller on the traditional lace. But on the Swiss lace, you do have a little bit more of a bend to the lace. And even though I personally prefer the traditional lace just based on appearance, I understand that for some of you, if the traditional lace is a little uncomfortable, itchy, if you have a sensitivity to it, then you might prefer this. It's described as being softer. Now, to me, they feel very similar. I have no sensitivity with the traditional lace, but if you do, then perhaps this might be more comfortable for you. So that's the lace front extended down onto the ear tabs. And then you have that full mono top where you can change the part center, left, or right, whichever you prefer. We have the ear tabs with metal stays. an extended nape for a bit of extra coverage, and hook style adjusters. Now I have a 22-inch circumference and this cap fits me very comfortably. The open wefting on the sides and in the back create a nice and stretchy cap. So that's the cap construction. I'll put her back on and we'll talk about the color. So again, this color is RH12/26RT4. And to my eye, this is just a gorgeous, warm, rooted bronze color. And let me go ahead, I'll read you the full description for this color. It's described as a light brown, and you can see those brunette tones blended beautifully, with chunky golden blonde highlights, and here they are. They're not too chunky in my opinion. I think they just add a nice amount of dimension and interest to this color. And then you have the dark brown roots, and let's get a good look at that. I find that this rooting looks quite natural. I think it adds that illusion, you know, of regrowth, and it's not too stark of a difference compared to the rest of the colors, and it's not too long of a root, so I feel very comfortable in rooted colors like this, especially when my bio hair shows a little bit. I feel like that adds realism to the style and the color. So absolutely a gorgeous color, and I think would work for a lot of skin tones. The golden highlights make it a bit warm, but I think it's not overly warm either. I think it's just very natural looking. So overall, I think just a gorgeous color and a pretty style. If you're interested in purchasing AERI, I wanted to remind you that you can buy her at wigsbypattiespearls.com. And I want to thank you for watching today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.